Our district is a special district. It covers 3 counties, Monterey, San Benito, and Santa Cruz counties. There's roughly 750,000 people living within the counties and the district. It's a really good place to live out here because we do have really premier air quality. We've been in attainment with the national standards since 2008, and we just went into attainment this past year for the California standard for ozones. You know, if people really aren't thinking about what they're breathing, then we're doing a good job here. When they are engaged is when they're being impacted by smoke from wildfires. And so that's when we get a lot of interest. 5 years ago when we had the Sobranas fire here in the Big Sur area, the fires burned from July through October. It impacted the whole region at one point or another during those few months. We had smoke impacts in just about every part of the region. And then subsequent years, we've had the same experience. We've had fires either within our district or across the state where the smoke has impacted the region. We get a lot of calls about it, a lot of concerned citizens, a lot of people wanting to travel to the area and they want better data. We have 8 air monitoring stations in the region. 6 of them measure PM 2.5. And we found that during a wildfire event, it's just not enough. So our air monitoring staff during a wildfire event are scrambling to put out E-bands. It's a lot of effort just to find sites to put them up. We need to have line power to operate them. They're bulky, they're heavy, so there's some fatigue on air monitoring staff in both installing the equipment as well as maintaining it.
That's a big problem right now, and that's what the wildfires have really sort of teased out and sort of shown that air districts are not really, at this point equipped to deal with some of the problems that we're seeing as a result of wildfires. We're trying to pivot and make adjustments so that we're sort of fulfilling different functions than we ever were envisioned for when we were created. So it's been a very challenging time, but also a time full of opportunities. We want the public to know what the air quality is while they're experiencing it.
The approach was to install a sensor in every municipality in the region.
We wanted something that would get out pretty much immediately to the public and would show changes almost as quickly as they were happening. What we ended up liking about Clarity was that you have a monitor that both has a solar panel attached to it. It's self-sufficient as far as power, and it has a cell modem attached to it, which allows us not to have to worry about using other people's Wi-Fi in order to set up a monitor out in a remote location. That had been a big issue for us with several projects. It's also nice that you have staff that keep an eye on the monitors that are deployed. So if we miss something, it's nice to know that you have a staff that will contact us if something pops up.
We found the monitors to be very reliable. We especially like the fact that they have their own power source and data logger, and we don't have to worry about Wi-Fi connections and power connections, that sort of thing. And we did some studies and looked at other studies that air districts had done relative to Clarity, and we thought that we were getting pretty consistent results. And we also like the model. To be honest, we don't have a lot of time and staff to be setting these things up and fidgeting with them.
It's done quickly. We can start streaming the data immediately, and we walk away. We have very little hands-on to operate the equipment, which from a management standpoint is a real benefit to the district. And it's doing its job, and we really don't have to do much more than that.
And so that's really highly desirable to us, especially when we start multiplying the number of sensors that are out in the area. We're going from 6 monitors to 21 or so So we expect to have a little bit more granularity as far as looking at comprehensively at how smoke may be impacting our 3-county jurisdiction.
I think what we're finding the most useful is the fact that you have a website where we can put the data out immediately, and it can change rapidly, and your network is going to be able to respond to rapid changes. The dashboard we're very happy with. I've been able to go in and pull data out for people, which is it's pretty nice that way. It's been very, very smooth. We've been happy with it so far.
We've co-located and we've got a good feeling and understanding that they're representing actual conditions on the ground, which we believe Clarity does. And we're going to be deploying those monitors in areas where we think they're underserved. We see a lot of opportunity down the road for deploying Clarity sensors.